Yeah, so what it is, right, there's just like a little, just some rocks and stuff in the middle. So there's a right line and a left line, right? This is kind of all shoals. That right line is pretty shallow still. Right, there's just a bunch of rocks. So we're gonna go to the left on this one.
So like, can you come from over here?
Like, what do you mean?
Is there like another river that comes in through there?
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, it just kind of splits here. There might be a little creek or something that comes in, but not anything that's like commercially raftable, you know?
Okay.
Right, but honestly, a lot of times when there is an island in the middle of the river, like, it's because that creek was flowing really hard and just kind of carried that water, or carried those rocks and things into the middle. But this just gets so shallow on the right side and in the middle over the summers that like trees just grow there anyways, you know?
Oh, wow.
And you'll see some of the trees, especially because it's been high water the past couple days, they're just gonna be like 45-degree angle pointing downstream. Just because that water's so strong, it's just pushing it.
Is this one of the big rapids or not?
Nope, we're gonna hit all the big rapids after lunch. Right, we'll have 2 class 3s before lunch. The first one will be surprise, and it's just a big old, like almost roller coaster style waves. Then we'll get the big stuff after lunch.
So eat plenty of lunch so that it'll come up when you're...
Yeah.
What time is lunch? Like, how,
We'll probably be there in like 35, 40 minutes.
because I want to go to the big rapids.
Right. The thing about, the nice part about when it comes up high, right? You know, the water moves a little bit faster, the waves are bigger, but we put in farther upstream, right? Because we want to give you guys that full experience, that 4 to 5 hours on river, right? Sometimes when the water's high, we have to put in higher upstream because you guys saw how there was like a rapid run trip or a half-day trip. Those half-day trips are teamed downstream, right? You paid for the vanilla ice cream, you're not getting the cherry, the whipped cream, the sprinkles, all that stuff, right? Rapids are still great, all right? You're not getting lunch, you don't get to surf. We put in further downstream. But for those full days, we want to give you guys whole experience. We put in about 4 miles upstream of where we're going to eat lunch today and where that gorge starts. So we actually give you guys kind of, you know, 2 more rapids, some flat water, kind of this beautiful, beautiful overlook. And it's real nice at these high waters to get everybody ready to paddle before the rapids, you know? Yeah. Sometimes on those half days, just like you have 5 minutes to teach your crew. And if they don't get it in 5 minutes,
you're screwed.
Well, it's experiential learning, you know?
So the gully, location-wise, to where we're at here.
You know where Summersville Lake is?
No.
It's about 35 minutes on 19 north of here.
Okay,
North 30. Of, you guys know where you got off 19?
Yeah.
So if you kept going north on that, you guys passed Summersville.
Okay, and that's where you take the off to go to the gully.
Yeah, so the Summersville Dam is what makes the gully, right? And we're gonna call it the Golly Dam, but you know, not word appropriate. And the funny part is, the town that was flooded, that's underneath Summersville Lake, was called Gad. So they decided not to call it the Gad Dam either. Right? So they call it the Golly Dam for that river, or Summersville Dam. But that's really where all that water comes from, right? So after Labor Day, that weekend after Labor Day is when Golly season starts, because that's when people kind of stop coming to the lake and you don't really need that water in the lake anymore.
Right.
It's an old, beautiful rock quarry. So you get some cool climbing and what we call deep water soloing over the summer. So that means you're climbing up some rocks, but when you fall, you don't have a harness or anything on, you just fall into the water, right? So it's kind of like cliff jumping and climbing put together. Kind of like, you gotta be in control. If you're just like throwing to holds and fall, you're gonna fall weirdly, you know?
Wow.
So it's just this cool, like, pay attention, know where you're climbing, things like that, a lot of fun. But that also means that you can climb all that stuff over the summer, or over the winter, but they drop that lake so you can hike out to it. Right?
Oh, cool.
So they drop it so people can climb over the winter. They drop it for hydroelectricity. They drop it because they don't need the water, and they drop it for our, whitewater rafting recreation, which is super rad. So we get that that guaranteed flow of 2,800 CFS, cubic feet per second, which makes all the rapids the easiest. It doesn't make it easy, but it makes it the easiest.
Wow.
Right, kind of the least amount of consequences you can have. But there's also a river that flows into the Golly called the Meadow, and when that's high, right now that has like 2,300 CFS in it. So like they have to dial the dam back a little bit, and bring out maybe 1,800 or 1,500. So maybe you're running it now at 4,000 when that river meets. So it's kind of low water, and all of a sudden you get all of it. You double how much water's in the river, and it's game on. Right, so you get these people that come up for Golly season, and you're like, they're like, you know, I don't see what all the hullabaloo's for, you know? But that's because it's low water upper Golly, which is super cool, but definitely not as big and not really what people signed up for, right? And then all of a sudden that water comes in and they're immediately humbled. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because when they were letting that water out, I guess, I can't remember, but they're like two big...
Yeah, there's a couple tubes, right?
That come out, they drain the lake.
Yeah, yeah. Way back in the day, they used those tubes all the time. Now they kind of put a hydroelectric dam on the side that's a lot more efficient. So right, that water more comes out from the bottom instead of through those tubes. Oh, okay. Unless there's a lot of water that they're trying to get rid of, so they get water out of that tube like very quickly that way. Okay. So guys, this next little ripple right here where Jimbo's gonna go into, right, that's one of our swimmers rapid. That means that if you guys want, you guys can hop out of the boat when I tell you, and you guys can swim down the rapid if you want. It's kind of like we've been seeing, kind of some fun waves, right? Not super shallow, but anybody have an interest in swimming a little rapid? Boom! All right, Callie. Right? Anybody else?
I might.
Right? There will be another opportunity to swim as well, but this today is kind of the cooler swim. It's a little bit longer than the other rapid. I will say, if you're on the fence, most people come back in from swimming the rapid, they get back in the boat and go, I'm really glad I did that. And if they didn't and they were on the fence, they're usually like, dang, I really wish I did do that, right? That looks fun. Let's go 3 forward for me, guys.
So just keep feet up?
Yeah, right, so how we're gonna do it, we're gonna stay in the middle of the river, right? At the bottom of this rapid, it kind of bends to the right. So that means you're kind of gonna get pushed to the outside bend out on the left. So maybe, you know, swimming to the right, just stay in the middle. That's what you wanna do. But you can kind of like easily float on your back and kind of just like scooch right, you know? But yeah, you guys always wanna keep those feet up, whether you're on your stomach or your back, just keep those feet up. Right, and you guys kind of, you know, every once in a while look at me because I'll be pointing. Like if I just want you guys to be more in the middle, maybe I'll say go that way a little bit, right? If I got a thumbs up, that means you're great. If I gotta come, you know, do this, I mean, just come back to the boat, right? And if I'm doing this, right, tell me how it went, because I want to know. I've never done it before. Right, I don't know.
You're a tester.
Right, so if you want to swim, go and throw your paddle up in the front. Bernie, you thinking about it?
Come on, Bird.
Bernie, come on, have a weekend.
Come on, Bird.
Where do you stay in the middle, you say?
Yeah, right. Right, you want to? No, leave those helmets on for me. Right, anybody else on the right side of the boat want to go? Cool. Right, so Jacob, what I'll get you to do is just scooch over to the left side once they hop out. Yep. Right, I'll let you guys know when. So I'll kind of spin around backwards, that way you guys end up on the right side of me anyways. But you guys can go ahead and spin around in your seats like you're sitting on the edge of a pool, right? And then on 3, you guys can jump out.
And this is where they debate it, if they want to go or not.
Come on, Bird.
And 3. 3. No. 3. Come on, there we go. All right, Jacob, scooch over for me. Yep. There you go, right? So you guys just stay. Look at where you're going. Turn around and look at where you're going. And just stay in the middle of the river.
The left side's my weakest side.
That's okay. I just want to, you know, have that weight evenly distributed.
Yeah, I get you.
Hey, Bernie!
Dad!
Bernie, swim right a little bit. Yeah, just scooch over where they are.
Go to your right.
Yeah, you're good right there. You're good. Right, nothing too bad, right? They're getting a nice good feel as to how it feels in that current.
Really weird how it doesn't get like rough over here, but it gets rough.
So it's an eddy, right? I'll explain that in just 1 second.
Yep.
My guys, you guys can come on back into the boat. Right, once you get into the boat, I'll kind of explain what an eddy is.
Yeah, I got you.
Come on down, you guys. Come on back in. Right, so you guys practice helping your friends in, right? You guys want to grab those shoulder straps, right? Luke can kind of get in by himself. Yep. There you go, pull and kick. Bernie, you can just grab the boat right here, man. Here. Here you go. Right, there you go. Right, Jacob, you want to help get Callie in? Yep. Right, you really want to pull on those shoulder straps. Callie's going to kick on 3. That's the easiest way.
All the way back.
3. Oh. You all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Callie, once you get back in, we're going to tighten up that PFD a little bit, all right?
Yeah, you're good.
Right, Bernie, a little bit easier if you get in on the sides where these yellow straps are. Right, so Jacob, scooch over for me. Yep. And Callie, come over here. I'll tighten up that PFD for you, all right? It gets wet all day, so it's just going to loosen up all day long. Right, so you really just want to, every time you get in the water, really just tighten it on up. There you go.
Okay.
All right. There you go, Bernie. Let's see if you can get in by yourself. You think you got it?
I think I'm gonna
What's up?
pee first.
Oh yeah, go for it. I was like, I couldn't tell if he needs to pee or if he's like, I'm about to puke, or I don't know if this is like a good thing or not.
It kind of did look like he was gonna puke. Yeah, that was fun.
Hey guys, he's using the bathroom. Yeah. Nice.
But my area is warmer than yours.
You guys know what you are when you're in the bathroom? European.
European.
You know what you are on the way? Russian.
You know, that's unbelievable.
That current, right?
Current.
Oh yeah. Come on in though, my man.
That's cool.
Right? You can grab that yellow strap kind of like a ladder and just keep pulling and kicking. Oh yeah, easy. Those muscles aren't just gym muscles.
Nope.
Right, so guys, Jacob was noticing how kind of on the sides of the river over there it's kind of really chill. Right? Oh, that's my paddle, my man.
I'm sorry.
Right, so those are called eddies. Right, what eddies are, water's really lazy, and eddies are usually on the inside bend of a river or behind a rock. It's that slack water, right? So that water decides to go around that rock, right? And then it fills back in. So right, that water on the sides, and behind a rock, they're actually coming back upstream. Right, so we use some of those eddies to kind of slow ourselves down, kind of get to where we need to be today. Eddies are one of the coolest phenomenons on the river.
That water's not bad. You're right, Luke.
Right, once you get your face in the water, it's not too cold.
It's nice.
Right, so you guys have noticed I have tossed my brain bucket on. Right, so that means we're going into our first class 3 today. This one's called Surprise. Right, this is where you guys flipped last time, but totally different water level. Today's gonna be super fun roller coastery waves. I'll give you guys a really good idea about how to paddle in some of the waves that we're gonna see today. Right, so Ralph and Luke up front, you guys might be doing this at one point. What do you think that means?
We're in the air.
Yeah, you're in the air, right? But that means everybody else behind you is probably hitting water. Make sense? So right, we're still paddling through those waves, really get good at practicing it. Right, right, there's nothing behind this rapid, right? There's no rocks or anything. There's just a big old pool just like it is right here, right? Even calmer than this, right? So if you guys fall out at any point today, first thing you want to do is you want to ball up. That shoots you to the surface a little bit quicker, right? I know you guys want to breathe air, not water, right? So you ball up, wait until you see the air, right? Breathe, then look for the boat. If the boat's not in front of you, where is it?
Behind you.
Exactly, it's behind you, right? And on this rapid, you guys just stay in the middle and come back to the boat, right? If you want to enjoy your float for a second and wait for us to catch up, right? You guys don't need to be in a rush after this rapid to get back to the boat. You guys can, you know, enjoy it. But right, we'll most likely be in the boat for this one. Sound good?
Sounds good. Good.
Right, and when I'm giving those swimming directions later, right, it's always based on that downstream current. So the current's going that way. So which way's right? That way, right? Yeah, it's always talking about the shores, right? That way's right. That way's left. Doesn't matter which way you're facing, that way's always gonna be right, that way's always gonna be left. Sound good? Yep. Or if you're ever in the water and that confuses you, just turn around and look at what's about to hit you in the face, and then right's right and left's left.
Yep. When you see a rolling a ball, is that like this? Like
literally, you just ball up.
Like, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
like
because you felt that current doing some stuff, right?
Yeah.
If you ball up, it just has a lot less space to grab onto.
That makes sense.
You know? It's like a cannonball.
Yeah.
Or a basketball, you throw that
Yeah, like a
basketball underneath
cannonball,
the
yeah.
water. You take that basketball into the water, it goes bing and shoots straight up.
Yep.
I had a guy while we were surfing last year. He was actually on my trip about 3 weeks ago and was like, Basil, hey, I'm that guy that did this, right? And we were surfing, and he just knew. He was so afraid to fall out, but he was like, I know I'm gonna be fine, right? They wouldn't put me in the water if I wasn't gonna be fine. So he just knew he needed to ball up. So he came from this side. We had 5 people in the boat, so there wasn't anybody there. He came from your seat over to here, but he thought he was going out of the boat, so he balled up, but he hit this and then just bounced up and then was in the air. He was balled up on video before he even hit the water.
Oh my God.
So like he told me, he was in somebody else's boat. He's like, hey Basil, you definitely don't remember me, but you remember the guy that you know, was balled up before he hit the water? And I went, yeah. He went, that's me. And I was like, oh, hey, what's up, bud? How's it going? It was funny.
Isn't that great?
Oh yeah.
That
All
is
right,
great.
so real quick, guys, right above these rapids, I'm gonna say sit ready after I give you guys those swimming directions. That's sit ready. Let's go 2 forward for me, actually. Right, that sit ready is there so that we kind of stop talking about whatever we were talking about and we focus on the rest. Make sense? Right? So I care about having fun, talking about conversation, enjoying the day, but I don't necessarily care about, you know, what you had for dinner last night while we're in the rapid. Make sense?
Yeah.
So right, we'll say sit ready basically until we're done with the rapids. So let's sit ready for me. Let's go 1 forward. Right, you guys can watch that boat in front of us. There's Jimbo, right, having a good old time, hitting some of those waves. Right, we're gonna paddle through it. Sound good?
Yeah.
Let's go 2 forward. Go 2 more. Two more. All right, all forward, guys, all forward. All the way through the big waves.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep paddling. Keep paddling.
And stop. Right, that's what I'm talking about. Callie, is that big enough for you or you want bigger? Oh, that will be bigger.
Oh yeah.
And 3 forward. Right, if you guys hear those paddles hit each other, you guys aren't waiting on those people in front of you.
Okay.
Right, you guys can look behind us, watch Tug go through, that disappear for a second sometimes.